Hello again. Here we are. We're starting page 4 of graphs of exponential and logs. So since all exponential functions are one-to-one, that means they are invertible. Yada yada yada. Invertible means they are inverses of each other. So one-to-one means you will be able to find the inverse function. And if you haven't found that out yet, but logs and exponential functions, they are inverses of each other. And here you have a couple examples like addition and subtraction, multiplication and divisions. They undo the operation. So, and that summarizes that. I will use two different color pens because here we have to graph two different ones in one. And since we're talking about inverse functions, I'll go ahead and trace the y equals x function as a dotted line. Remember when we did that? So y equals x line. And inverse functions, if they intersect, they would intersect at the y equals x line. They are a reflection over the y equals x line, and their x and their y coordinates, they switch. Okay, off we go. I will use red for this function right here. I will start by plugging that function in y equals so I can make the table. Let's plot that. Okay, so red, it is the f of x 2 to the power of x, and I will use blue to graph the log base 2. So when you go to y equals, this is how you plug in that function log base 2. So you're going to go math right there and log base right there. And then you're like, hey, why can't I just push the log button? Well, the log button will give you log base 10, but this is log base 2. So you have to actually change that base. So again, you go, it's under math, and then you go until you find log base. So that way you can change log base 2 of x. That's how you do it. So we're there. -2, -1, and 0 are undefined. And the reason for that is I'm going to write this and I'm going to talk about this later in this lesson. So the argument or that number right there or that value cannot be negative or 0. Can't be negative or 0. That's why it's giving you the error message. It's undefined. You cannot have a number right there that you're taking the log out of a negative number, okay? And we will talk more about this later on in this lesson. So 1, 0, 2, 1. Okay, and blue, the function is log base 2 of x. All right, that looks beautiful. Okay, we're going to start the next one by tracing the y equals x line. Make sure it's dotted, make sure it's pretty. And I always label that just because, and it's not really, part of what we're supposed to do, but it's just good to have that as a visual because we know these two functions, they're clearly a reflection of one another across the y equals x. So That's just to double check what you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna use red for this function right here, even though I already did that in the previous video, but I'm doing it again. So the E value is right there in blue. That's why I have to press the second button right there, the second key. Okay, do your best to plot those points. It's not going to be precise, but you know, at least we will know kind of where the points should be. And this is e of x, not e of x, e to the power of x. And now this one, you read natural log. This is not in. Don't tell me in. It's natural log, and that key is right here on your calculator, right there. Natural log of x. And natural log, it talks about right here. Natural log, all that is a log base e. Okay? If it doesn't say anything, the base is 10. But natural log, you already know that it's log base e. And I write as capital letters so you don't tell me it's in. And I do expect you to know that it's called natural log. Okay, natural log of x. We're going to fill out that, and it's for the same reason that we have the undefined here. We cannot take the natural log or the logarithm of any negative or 0 right there. That's why it's undefined. All right, and this is natural log of x. And I'll make another video for page 5.